Let's talk about manifestation because it's one of the most misunderstood things I see out there. And this is coming from real experience, not something I just read or heard somewhere, right? If you've ever felt confused, frustrated, or like manifestation works for everyone else but you, this conversation is for you. I'm going to talk about 5 myths around manifestation, and then I will give you 5 truths. So hang around, this is going to be good. What's up, my peeps? If you're new here, welcome. I'm DJ, a master manifester and identity shift coach, and I'm here to help you step into the identity of the person you're meant to be so you can create the life you truly deserve. All right, let's get into it. What manifestation actually is. Manifestation is not wishing, it's not hoping, and it's not waiting for something outside of you to change first. Manifestation is how you think, how you feel, and how you act consistently. It's the identity you live from every single day, not what you say you want, not what you visualize once in a while, but how you move when no one is watching you. This was a huge shift for me when I stopped treating manifestation like magic and started treating it like self-trust emotion. Why manifestation gets so misunderstood. A lot of what's taught sounds inspiring, but it's incomplete. You're told, just think positive, right? Stay high vibe. Trust the universe. Don't act or you're forcing. And then when nothing changes, people quietly assume they're the problem, but you're not. As James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So what does that mean? You don't get results just because you want something badly. You get results based on what you do consistently, especially on ordinary days. So when James says systems, he's talking about your daily structures, habits, and defaults, not your motivation. Let's think about it like this, okay? Goals are what you hope will happen, right? Systems are what you actually repeat. You might want confidence, money, health, or growth, but if your system is overthinking, stopping when it's uncomfortable, or waiting to feel ready, that system will always win. So instead of asking, how do I reach my goals, right? The better question is, what am I doing every day that makes this outcome inevitable? That's why two people can have the same goals and totally different results. One has a system that supports them, the other one doesn't. And this ties directly into manifestation too, because you don't manifest from desire alone, you manifest from identity and repetition. You can say you don't rise because you want more. You rise when your system reflects who you're becoming. Manifestation works the same way. You don't manifest from hope. You manifest from habit, identity, and consistency. Let's talk about the myths now. Myth 1. You just think positive and wait. This one sounds nice, right? But it's incomplete. Positive thoughts alone don't change a life, because if they did, everyone who's ever hoped, prayed, or visualized would already have everything they want, right? Thoughts do matter, but thoughts without movement don't create momentum. What actually changes things is when your thoughts start influencing your choices. When your thinking leads you to show up differently, speak differently, decide differently. Manifestation isn't passive optimism. It's intentional thinking paired with aligned action. Myth 2. You have to feel high vibe all the time. Let's be honest, you're human, right? Fear, doubts, frustrations, and uncertainties don't block manifestation. They're part of being alive. What blocks manifestation is staying stuck there without awareness, suppressing emotions, pretending you're fine when you're not, forcing positivity instead of regulating yourself. Manifestation responds to self awareness, not perfection. Regulation matters more than pretending everything feels good, right? Myth number 3, it hasn't worked yet, you're failing. This belief quietly destroys confidence. Most growth happens internally before it shows up externally. Your identity shifts first. Your nervous system adjusts first. Your self-trust builds first. Those changes are quiet. They don't look impressive online, but they're necessary, right? If nothing had been happening internally, you wouldn't even still be interested in growth. Delay doesn't mean failure. It usually means integration. Myth 4, manifestation means no effort. This one keeps people stuck waiting instead of living. Manifestation doesn't mean effortless. It means aligned effort. You're still going to have to show up. You're still going to have to take action, but you're no longer forcing yourself from fear or desperation. You move because it matches who you're becoming, not because you're trying to prove something, right? That's the difference. Myth 5, it should happen fast. Fast results look exciting, but fast results don't always last. Real manifestation compounds, it builds through repetition, not urgency. Most sustainable changes come from small decisions made consistently, not one big emotional movement. Speed doesn't equal alignment, stability does. The truths that actually create change. Truth 1, identity matters more than affirmations. This is where most people get tripped up. You don't manifest what you say out loud. You manifest what you believe about who you are, especially when no one is listening, who you are inside. You can repeat affirmations all day long, but if your identity underneath still believes, I'm inconsistent, I don't follow through, I'm behind, I always mess this up, your actions will quietly match what you believe. I have a friend that always says she'll never find a parking space in town, right? And guess what? She's right, she doesn't. On the other hand, I always say I am the parking fairy because no matter where I am, I find a parking space as soon as I drive up. And I never waver from that thought. And I never doubt it. Actions don't lie. That's why affirmations feel powerful for a moment and then stop working. They're trying to speak something new without becoming someone new, right? Who you believe you are affects what you do. What you do over and over changes what you believe. Positive statements only work when you're also acting like the person you want to become. Words don't create reality on their own, identity does. All right, truth 2. Aligned action is part of manifestation. Manifestation responds to movement, not forced, not hustle, not panic, but movement. Aligned action isn't dramatic. It doesn't feel like a huge leap every time. It looks like sending the message even when it's uncomfortable, showing up when you said you would, choosing differently in small, quiet moments, right? Those choices matter more than big emotional declarations like, I'm ready now. Because let's face it, are you? Because it's not what you announce that manifests, it's what you repeat. Manifestation follows the path you walk most often, not the one you talk about occasionally. Truth 3. Confidence is built through movement. This one changes everything, right? Confidence does not arrive and then invite you to act. It shows up after you move, after you take aligned action. Every time you take action and don't abandon yourself, something subtle happens. You trust yourself a little bit more, and that trust compounds. Confidence isn't a personality trait, it's evidence. Evidence that you can decide, evidence that you can handle discomfort, evidence that you can recover if things don't go perfectly. You don't wait to feel confident. You become confident by proving to yourself over and over that you show up. Truth 4. Consistency beats intensity. Intensity feels powerful in the moment, right? It gives you a boost of motivation and then it fades. Consistency works differently. It's quieter. It doesn't feel dramatic or exciting, but it's what actually changes who you believe you are. You don't need perfect days. You need days you can repeat. Small actions done consistently teach your body and mind this is just who I am now. And once your identity starts to shift, things feel easier. You're not forcing yourself anymore. You're moving naturally. Intensity burns out. Repetition builds. Consistency is what makes manifestation sustainable instead of exhausting. All right, truth 5. Self-trust is real manifestation skills. This is the foundation of everything. When you trust yourself to make decisions, take action, adjust when needed, and recover, if things don't go perfectly, you stop giving your power away. You stop waiting for signs. You stop needing permission. You stop questioning every move with, is this right? And that's when life starts responding differently. Not because the universe suddenly changed, right? But because you did, right? You stop waiting to be chosen. You choose yourself. And that shift in identity changes how you show up and what you allow and what you create. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. That isn't blame, that's empowerment. Because when you change who you're being, your choices change, your energy changes, and over time, your life reflects that change. Here's the part I really want you to hear, okay? Manifestation isn't about trying to control how or when things happen. It's about becoming someone who moves with clarity, trust, and consistency, even when things still feel uncertain. That's the piece most people miss. If you've been trying to manifest and you feel tired, frustrated, or confused, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's usually because you've been given an incomplete explanation. You don't need more affirmations. You don't need to try harder. You just ready for a more grounded way to understand this, one that actually works in real life. And if, as you're listening to this, you're realizing, okay, I see where I've been getting stuck. This is exactly the work I guide you through. That's why I created my 30-day identity activation challenge. Click the link below if you're ready to activate your next identity and start moving in a more self-led, trusted, and consistent way without forcing or overthinking. This is real inner work. This isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more grounded in who you are. So your actions start to feel natural instead of exhausting. If this conversation resonates, go ahead and subscribe. I'm here to help make manifestation makes sense in real life, not just in theory. You don't need fixing, you need alignment. And alignment always starts with identity. All right, that's it for today. Take what landed, leave what didn't, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love, my peeps.